Mass confusion this morning for tens of thousands of people all across the country. They weren't able to use their cell phones because of a massive outage. Bobby Miller joins us right here in studio with what we know about this. Bobby?
Amanda, the problem began, like you mentioned early this morning, and appears to be mostly impacting customers with the nation's largest cell phone provider, AT&T. Data from Down Detector showed AT&T had more than 73,000 reported incidents at the peak of this outage. Users from Houston to Atlanta and Chicago and even here in Oklahoma had SOS messages displayed in the status bar. The outage caused a headache for most, but travelers were scrambling to figure out ways to find boarding passes or get a ride.
Texts aren't going through, so unless I'm connected to Wi-Fi.
I tried to text somebody and it wouldn't go through. And so I called her on Messenger and that worked.
We've been waiting here for like probably 30 minutes.
There's still no word what caused the outage. Meanwhile, customers with T-Mobile and Verizon also reported issues, but both companies say they did not experience an outage. Colby?
All right, Bobby, thanks. We're also taking an in-focus look at one of the biggest impacts, 911 dispatch. Many across the metro say they had trouble getting through. I spoke with a law enforcement agency about what they experienced and what they recommend if it happens again. The impact of an hours-long outage affecting the place, seconds count. 911.
It was kind of sporadic at best as far as the calls that we were getting in.
The Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office sent the alert through social media early this morning, followed by the Oklahoma City Fire Department, police, and state emergency operations.
What we found is that if people would call and once they connected, would hold for about 30 seconds, our operators could connect with them.
So what caused it? A question seemingly asked everywhere.
But we don't really have an explanation as to what caused this.
That question is followed by another. Could it happen again?
I wouldn't say that we're worried about it. It hasn't happened in the past.
If it does, emergency responders recommend connecting to Wi-Fi to make a call if needed, find a friend, or switch to a landline. The final option, wait.
Or just keep on trying over and over again, which I know is not a good solution, especially when when seconds count. You don't want to be spending minutes trying to call 911, but if that's the only option under the circumstances, unfortunately, that's what you've got to do.
Well, it's not a word that typically goes with emergency. The Sheriff's Office asks you to try one more thing if it happens again.
We appreciate patience.
Another option would be to text 911 if you are able to connect to Wi-Fi.